Color blending is an effect that blends two colored layers into an embroidery object. This can be used to create shading and perspective to an object. The effect will duplicate the object and apply a gradient fill and travel on edge to both layers. Remember, travel on edge forces the traveling stitches to go along the outside edge rather than through an object. The object is grouped after the effect is applied. There are 4 different profiles like those you found in gradient fills. The first 2 are linear and the second 2 are curved. Color blending can be applied to satin, step, or fancy fill, or to satin or blanket stitch outlines. So we're going to first select this filled object. And unlike the other effects, you will not find the tool in the stitch toolbar. It is instead in the Edit Toolbox, and just click on Color Blending. That opens a dialog box and you will see the 4 profiles here. These correspond to the same profiles that you found in Gradient Fill. So you first choose a profile. The second layer will always have the opposite profile. So if you select this first profile for the bottom layer, the top layer is going to be its opposite. Next, choose the colors that you wish to use for both the bottom as well as the top layer. And then you can also change the spacing. And it doesn't have to be the same number. It can be a different number. And then click OK. You'll notice that there's no apply button. So if you don't like the effect, you can click undo and repeat the steps. Or if you do wish to edit the color blended object, you can ungroup it. Again, this symbol in the upper left-hand corner of color film means that the object is grouped. So you can right-click and ungroup that object, and then you have access to each individual object, and you can edit the color if you want to edit the color, or you can open up Gradient Fill in the Effects menu and change the profile as well as the spacing if you wish. After making any of those changes, you can select both of these objects by holding down the Control key and then right-click and group the objects. Let's change this outline into a color blended object. Let's first select it and change it to a blanket stitch. Then I'll come up to Color Blending, click on Color Blending. I'm going to leave the layers the same color as well as the spacing and simply go OK. And when you zoom in, you'll see that you have a color blended blanket stitch. The gradient fill has been applied. The yellow is more intense on the one side. The red is more intense on the other. Hope you have some fun with color blending.